Okay, we are airborne. Cloudy, broken clouds, and we're in our beautiful Beechcraft Baron, and we're heading out to Mpumulanga today from Oliver Tambo or Joburg International, just taken off, and we're heading out to the east side. Remember, Eastern Transvaal, lots of cumulonimbus in the sky, but no chance of rain. We're going to dodge the bullet over here. So let's have a look at our, we're going to have a look at our map of where we're heading. We're going to make a couple of landings and eventually end up at Skukuza in the game reserve for Kruger National Park. So let's just pull out our map quickly here. Okay, there's South Africa, and let's just zoom into my flight plan. You can see it's yellow there on the right hand side. So zooming in a little bit more, you can see we'll be flying. The moment we're around the left of that yellow bar, and we're right at the beginning, we're going to go all the way up to along the escarpment, up to past Witbank, Middelburg, Nelspruit, the Kruger airport as we know it, along the escarpment, and then you can see into Skukuza in the middle of the game reserve, and that's where we're going to end up going, right there. So let's have a look at where we're starting off in the busy dual runway airport, Johannesburg International, Foxtrot Alpha Oscar Romeo. We're going to turn out to the left. We're already airborne, so we're coming up more or less towards our turn towards Witbank, and then we're going to land there. We'll just do a quick touch and go, and then take off again while we're still running, and then make a turn towards the Middelburg airport. That will be Foxtrot Alpha MB, and turn out left for a long run towards the mountains where the escarpment is, and turn for a quick run over Nelspruit Airport. We won't land there, we'll just overfly it, and then turn to the right and catch the ILS into what they call the Kruger Airport. The Kruger Airport is close enough to the Kruger National Park, a lot of people disembark there and go to the Kruger Park. But we will just do a touch and go there, and then turn out left and head towards Kruger, all those beautiful places near the escarpment, and eventually over maybe near Pilgrim's Rest, and run along the escarpment. Now you can see the escarpment line over there. We'll actually see these massive mountains as it drops off from 6,000 feet down to about 2,000 feet, and over the dam by the Blyde River Canyon. Then we'll turn out right towards the Hoedspruit Airport, which is more of a military base than anything else, and then make our way directly to Skukuza, and at Skukuza we'll land there on their single runway. Lovely place. It's just a couple of maybe 5-minute drive across the bridge to the, you can see this establishment over there along the river where Skukuza camp is, and we'll park over there at the top of runway 35. So that's our route for today, and all the way from the west, all the way along the escarpment, and finally bang on into Skukuza. So that's our plan. So let's get the hell on to it. Right now we're over here, and we're making our way for a left turn into Witbank Airport. Lovely views over the farmlands over here. I'm with my gorgeous co-pilot today, and there is Johannesburg Central wanting to talk to us. I will have to interrupt and talk to them. My co-pilot is the lady talking in the background. She's going to be sending the calls back. That's us, AAA 123. and she's just announcing where we are. Here's our turn at waypoint 10, where we will turn left and land at our first one, Witbank Airport. The wind is nice, everything's perfect today. There's our turn. A bit of a rough turn, a little bit windy, that's all. Okay, we're doing an R-nav approach, and you'll see our runway just on the left there, between the propeller and the window window bar. And out go our gear, our wheels, and we pulled up a lot of flap. We're very, very high. We're going to have to slipstream down, which we're doing, and just to get to the right height. This is at about 4,000 feet, this runway. So our gear is up, a little bit windy, and we'll just touch down there nice and easy. So let's just enjoy that as we go. A little bit of slipstreaming here as we get low enough. And you'll see the tree line over there. There we go. We're coming into the runway. There's all the hangars on the left. One on the right, cutting our power. We're going a little bit fast. We want to land at about 80 knots. We're at about 85, getting down. Okay, we're at about landing speed now. Might be going a bit slow, but we're close, so we'll keep it off. We might stall. There's the stall warning, lifting the nose, and we're down. And we're running along the runway, full power again. Full power, one set of flaps off, and lifting our nose. Lifting the nose up at, we are now at Witbank Airport. We're going to turn out right and get to the Middelburg Airport, which is really seriously around the corner. A nice fast aeroplane that can go up to about 185 knots for a four-seater. Turning out towards that. Going into talking to Johannesburg Centre and just announcing where we are, and Johannesburg Centre will now respond. Okay, here we're coming in, quick turn to Middelburg. You'll remember on the map where we were coming in. Let's just have a look here. Alright, we are going very fast, 162 knots. We want to cut down to about 75 knots will do good. Let's get out of gear. And our gear is in, and we're dropping speed because of the gear, and our flaps are now going to be set on full. So our speed on the left there, you can see it dropping through 108 down to about 85. Just stabilizing our approach. Let's make this a little softer than the other. Nice and gentle, lots of farmland, mini land, pretty flat here by Middelburg. And after Middelburg, we're going to be turning out to, we'll just turn out slightly to the left and take a long 64 nautical mile, 140 k's, where we're going to be heading directly towards Nelspruit. There's the 500 meter core, and we're pulling back on the power. We've got 85 knots, nice speed. We want to get nice and gentle on this runway. Straightening up, very thin. This is Middelburg, nothing exciting over here. Runway 11, and bring up the nose, bit of a stall warning, and we've touched. And let's just keep us along the middle. It's very twitchy on the nose wheel at this speed, but let's get it nice and straight. A wonderful Beechcraft Baron, really nice plane. I've flown it about 3 or 4 times. A friend of mine had one of these. Okay, so we're going to keep more or less in this direction. At the moment we are heading more towards the southerly direction than east, but we are heading out towards the east, and we'll stay more or less straight over here for quite a while. And as we're climbing, I'm going to just cut away a little bit. This is a long, boring flight from farmlands that are flat. We're going to be hitting the mountains as we come into the beautiful eastern Transvaal area. And the whole of Mpumulanga is mountainous, beautiful, wonderful mountains round about Kruger. We're going to go near Kruger, Pilgrim's Rest, Bork potholes, God's Window, Blyde River Canyon, etc. Okay, we're heading out towards the same direction, and here we are. Okay, now I've just cut forward in our little video. I've tried to speed up the simulation a little bit because it is pretty boring going over all this farmland. We're going the same speed, but just the simulation is on high speed about 2 or 3 times, so it will seem to be buffeting, although one wouldn't really notice it if we were flying at normal speed. Okay, let's slow down. You can see the mountains in the distance starting to come up, and first turn is going to turn us over the Nelspruit area, which is now super built up. We won't land there. We'll be still pretty high. We're flying now just because of the mountains up 9,000 feet, and all different heights over here as the escarpment still holds. Remember, just on the edge of the escarpment it drops a good 7,000 feet all the way down to about 2,000 or 1,000 feet where the game reserve is, which is like a low felt area over the game reserve. Here we are. We've just turned over our waypoint. You can see the mountains ahead. A lot of clouds still in the way, and we're going to pass over Nelspruit and then turn into the Kruger airport. Now this is a new airport that was set up for tourists alone, just outside of Nelspruit. It's a big airport, it's an international airport, so that external people visiting South Africa can go directly to the Kruger National Park just by flying into this international airport. And that will be Foxtrot Alpha Kilo November, Kruger National, KN. And oh, look at this, we're going through clouds, a bit of icing on the window. We are pretty high. There's the mountains below us, magnificent. Not much built up on the mountains, just the windy roads going through the mountains as we make our way to Nelspruit. And just talking about that Kruger airport, from there you could take a short drive to the bottom gate in Kamati Port or thereabout for the entrance to the game reserve. But what we're going to do today is we want to look at all the beauty of the Eastern Transvaal. So we'll turn out left. We will touch and go at the airport. We're going to land there for a quick touch and go. In other words, bring the aeroplane down, power up again, and touch and go. We want to just get some de-icing on our propeller, which we've just switched on over there. Our speed is nice, about 120 knots. We are at now about 11,000 feet. The ground over here is varying from all different heights. We shouldn't fly lower because of these clouds, but we can follow our flight path. I see in the distance there a little lake. I wonder what that lake would be. I do see it over there. Let's just have a look. Don't know what that is. We're going to go straight over that lake, and there you can see the highway at the bottom. We're just waiting to get to our waypoint number 5. I think this is at waypoint 5, and then we'll just turn out for a quick turn to the left and fly over Nelspruit. So that's what we're going to be doing. Still got some ways to go. Heading out, there's all airports in this area of Blackie Swart. There's also Barberton Airport, which is to our southeast side, which is more to our right side. But we're going to just do our quick turn now over Nelspruit, and then a quick turn to the right again, where we will line up onto the ILS for the International Kruger Airport. I haven't been to the Kruger Airport. This is a new airport, and it's pretty professional. We are going over the outer suburban areas of Nelspruit now. So Nelspruit has got big. It's one of the fastest growing cities in South Africa. A lot of industrial work going over there. We have passed over it. Let's just have a look here where we are. Okay, just going to do a quick left turn to our heading. You can see the Kruger Airport ahead of us. Now about 5 nautical miles ahead of us. We're going to want to break down some speed. We're going to do our touch and go here, and then we'll turn out left. So this is on the way from Nelspruit to White River area. This is more or less where it is in between. And it's a beautiful area. I used to have a friend who lived in the mountains there. And I used to land my airplane not much smaller than this, or not much bigger than this. They had a long field, and we used to land over there in between the mountains. Okay, so this must be the Kruger Airport. I've never been here. Lovely long runway. On my map here, it's telling me that it is, wow, 10,699 feet divided by 3. Wow, about a 3-kilometer runway. So this can really take the big planes. Really take the big planes. We're a little bit high. You can see a few bases over there. Long landing approach. You can see the main approach lines already about 500 meters in on the runway. So they've really had a lot of space here to play with. Let's make this nice and soft. And we just want to land really gently at 76 knots. Runway 05, that means we're heading at 050 degrees, which is off north. And our wheels are down. Butter. There we go, I heard it. And our nose is down. A little bit to the left, but this is a very wide runway for airplanes. Winding up the power again. We can switch off some flaps over here. You can see already the trees on the right hand side are very much like Eastern Transvaal trees, like the Kruger Park type trees. Okay, from here stuff is going to get exciting. We're going to turn out left and head towards the direction of Lydenburg or Grasfort or Burgersfort or Winterveld Mine, I don't know where that is, or Pilgrim's Rest for that matter. And it's to the left, and we're going to be heading towards the edge of the escarpment. We are at a low point over here, but the mountains. That's my wonderful co-pilot. Wow, this is White River here, hey? So we're going to Charlie Airspace, where They need to monitor us. 2064, they want us to squawk on the transponder. We're just going to put that in quickly. And we're turning out to the left now. See if you can see the mountains. See if you can see the escarpment edge. Immediately you're noticing the big mountains. Wow, very built up here. This is the Outer Nelspruits, White River area. You're gonna just see they built on top of some of these mountains. You see the distance over there? Yeah, this is a better outside look. Let's have a look at that. Wow. Quite built up. There in the distance, look right towards the top of your picture over there, is the Escarpment Mountains. That's where God's window is. Pretty high mountains, and we want to fly along there. Damn, do you think, you just check this. We've had the wheels out for some times to keep us nice and slow, and we'll keep that going for a while. Let's close up for a short time to get a little bit more speed, because we've got some ways to go. And then we're going to fly along the edge of the escarpment. So I want our wings to be parallel to the top of those mountains, and we need to be flying over the drop by God's window. So we want to be able to fly in between. We want to fly on the edge of that escarpment, and then we're going to follow the river and go into the Blyde River Canyon. Through the Blyde River Canyon, I want those wings to be below and in the actual canyon. We're nice and low over here as we're going over the lake that feeds that. Now this is, let me just look at my map to see which lake this is. They don't actually say. But this lake will feed the river that eventually feeds the Blyde River Canyon. Getting closer to the escarpment, we'll have Kruger on our left-hand side soon, and that is on the top of the escarpment. The beautiful views over the drop. All the mountains are all around there, and this is so typical of Eastern Transvaal. Just undescribable beauty, with lakes, mountains. Have a look at this. Just twisting this around. What's interesting is that there's very little built up along this whole lake over here, and there's the main highway. Making our way towards God's window quickly. There it's in the distance, you can still see those massive mountains. Now that is at about 6,500 feet. It drops down to the low belt where the Kruger Park is, which is more or less close to where we are flying over, although there are some mountains here. So we're on kind of the mountain line. We're still pretty high up over here, but we're going to follow the ledge all the way around. I'm so excited to get into the Blyde River Canyon. I've planned it. I don't know exactly where it is. There you can see where the numbers are. Is Kruger, right up top here on top of the mountains. There, look at these incredible mountains. That is the high point, dropping right down to a low point and a couple of thousand feet. incredible. And if you follow this line a lot, you will be able to get to Pilgrim's Rest, which is a little bit more inland to the left, and follow to Borksluk and the potholes, and this whole range goes all the way up, man, right to Zanin, right up even as far as Louis Tricard, etc. I'm looking at my map over here, to Zimbabwe. This mountain range extends all the way up top there. Okay, so here is our escarpment. This is what would be typically known as God's window if you're looking from the top side to the right, and you'd be looking over the most spectacular view of the Lowveld. And we're going to fly along that with our wings completely level. And we're turning out here. We're going to follow the line. We're doing this, just doing this a little bit with the autopilot. Wow. Okay, so we have on our left side Pilgrim's Rest, Kruger. There's Kruger on our left, and they have some amazing hotels over there. We want to get a little bit lower. This is just the start of the views. You can see the national road there trailing along the top of it. Also there by God's window is a lovely, humid, what do they call it? A rainforest, where it is extremely humid, and you would climb up to the view sites at God's window, and but you have to go through the rainforest, so you can get really wet even though it's not raining with the humidity. Wow, nice views here. There's the national road, there's the top of the mountains, and we're just flying low. Let's just enjoy this. Turning out to the right. Just want to follow this line. You can see how much lower it is, and there in the distance to the right you can see how flat it gets at the game reserve area. Wow, look at us just cruising right next to the layer of the escarpment, the drop. Big fault line probably a long time ago. Beautiful. Untouched. Okay, we're gonna hug this. Hug the escarpment edge. Just in a little bit of cloud here. I'll get out of them in a short while. They're just sporadic all over the place. Let's cross over onto the escarpment side, and then we'll cut over it again. You can see how low those clouds are. not over the low veld, but definitely over the top of the escarpment. Okay, we are on the escarpment side, and we're going to cut back over the edge. There's the edge. Really so cool. And we'll fly through the mountains. I can't wait to get to the double mountainous area where there are valleys and everything. This is just so awesome. It just drops off a little bit over here, and you want to go around that ridge over there, so you don't go over it, you want to definitely go around. Let's drop right into this valley. So let's give that a shot. Just turn down here to the right. Okay, and into the valley we go. The mountains are higher than us. That's all low veld in front of us. It extends all the way to Mozambique in the distance. Let's hug these mountains for a little while. Just by the way, flying as we are doing over here, there are updrafts all the time. So I'm constantly trying to push the nose down. It is so lifelike. Look at these clouds, where they are. Just got to be a little bit careful that it doesn't get too thick. They need to be a little translucent. But if we drop a little lower, it will clear. If we go a little higher, into the clouds. And then just little blobs all over the place. Now just outside of Pilgrim's Rest here, which is, you can see there where it says 7.90 nautical miles. I made a point of where Pilgrim's Rest would be, so we can get a kind of feel. Now this would be probably, I think this mountain peak here is the God's Window Peak. It might just be. And we're going to keep hugging the mountain. Now the lift over here is quite hectic. The wind is pushing from my left, from my right, up onto the curvature of the climb, and literally pushing the aeroplane upwards all the time. Yeah, this is definitely the God's Window position, because you can see in the distance what they call the two sisters or three sisters. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to cut along here through the mountains. Do you see the rift there? Now if I remember on my tour, my car trip, now I've done this through the Blyde River Canyon before, actually in an aeroplane not unlike this, where I flew in between. I didn't have so much clouds though, and it was spectacular. You would go up and you would get to the what do they call it? It was a national park place where you could land at the top of this. It was a tiny little runway, and you could sleep there overnight, like a national park's place where you could bed down for the night, and ride horses and all that right at the top there. And then you could go to the edge of the escarpment and see these beautiful views. I mean, what a place to have a hotel. Okay, we're gonna cut through this gap over here, and we've got to be very careful. Hey, if we get stuck into a corner, we won't be able to climb out in a rush. So we don't want to get too low, but we do want to be able to have the spectacular view. Now we should pick up the river any moment. Okay, it's really flat on top there. I can see Pilgrim's Rest in the distance over there, just over there on the left. Okay, let's just get over this mountain top and then we're going to duck down and maybe find that huge dam which should be at the bottom of the Blyde River Canyon. Okay, a little dangerous here. Just got to watch our altitude. If you get caught in a corner here, you can't turn out that quickly. So there it is. There's the dam. There's the dam. And there's the river. Little creeks. Let's get nice and low over this. Oh my word. How are these views? This is exactly what it looks like. There's a little river trickling into the dam. Then it's just the Olifants River, goes to the left here, horseshoes left and right. Let's go nice and low over this river. Now the river also is joined from another river to the west side, and on the right of this is a dam. You can see where the dam wall is. Oh my god, look how awesome this is. There's the dam wall on the right side. You see, it's just that wall that stops dead. Now we get a lot. The Lowveld gets a lot of electricity from that very dam. Now, what the hell dam is that? I can just check it out quickly as we follow the river. Now, this is going to need some really good piloting skills. So let me not look at the map just now. We want to turn out left and follow the river. Okay, we can't get caught here, so I'm trusting that this river is not going to find itself into a tiny little up point where the source might be. It is getting narrow. It's not a good sign, because I won't be able to zoom quickly and climb up over this. Okay, we need to turn out. Let me just... Okay, so the river would horseshoe to the right here. Okay, I'm high enough, I would be able to get out if I needed to, and then to the left. Okay, let's turn back a little bit. Let's just follow the... This is scary, hey, flying through here, because if there's a downdraft, I'm going into the side of that mountain, and imagine. Okay, that was a nice turn back to isn't this just absolutely unbelievable? Okay, so there's the dam on the left side again. As it drops off, let's go low over the dam. Dam wall, 500 feet is being announced by our aeroplane. And let's break this. Let's turn out towards the low belt in a few minutes. Let's get through these mountains and make our way towards Skukuza. I originally I had a point to land at Hoedspruit Airport, but there's nothing really exciting there. Let's just have a look. We'll make our choices there. So climbing out here backwards, let's skip. You see this little drop in the mountains? Let's turn out over here. What do you think? Let's just turn to the left over here through this little drop in the mountains. Yep. Okay. Buffeting the aeroplane. Going through the little gap. Okay, low enough. And we want to just drop down. Drop right down to the left. Let's turn out a little bit. Wow, isn't this beautiful? Okay guys, let's go have a look at Hoedspruit Airport and then make our way to Skukuza, where we're going to land properly and refuel. Maybe go for a game drive. Is everyone comfortable at the back there? Okay, below us is the national road from Lydenburg to the west side of the Kruger Park. We're overspeeding, going a little bit fast because we've dropped so much in altitude. Okay, we're 500 feet above the ground. Let's skim along the main road. Okay, no autopilots here. This is flying by the seat of our pants. Okay, there ahead is Hoedspruit. Nothing really exciting over here. Military base on the northwest of South Africa. Let's not go here. You can see, look at the trees. This is real game reserve type trees. This is like the First National Bank trees that are flat on top. Look at this. We're flying like low over game reserve country. Okay, we're going to make our way now to right across to Skukuza as the crow flies. Let me just consult the map and I'll tell you how we're going to be flying this. I just need to adjust our navigation stuff. Okay, so there's the Sabi River. Okay, this is where hippos probably are. Look at these built up little areas over here. This is where some indigenous South African people would live. Townships, rural areas, very flat here. There's the Sabi River. They probably wash and between the crocodiles. Bridges going over there. Lots of roads, dirt roads I see. Now in the distance over there I've just plugged in the that's Skukuza over there, 25 nautical miles away from us, about 40 k's in the distance. Let's just enjoy the flight. A little bit boring here, nothing like we are in the over the low veld now. We're going to be flying about 500 feet above the ground. You can see how high the clouds are compared to where we were. Okay, let's speed up time a little bit. Wow. This is real South Africa, and this is a part we don't really see. Okay, we've pushed a little bit closer. Still got a couple of miles to run. We're in that straight line over there on the right hand side. You can see Foxtrot Alpha Sierra Zulu Skukuza. That's where we're heading, down here. And there it is on the map. You can see the moon up there. Okay, we're covering the moon a little bit, and we're heading over this little ridge mountain, and then we want to turn in to, let's see, what runway are we going to use? We want to use runway 17. Now, they don't often use runway 17, but seeing we coming from the north, let's use runway 17. And I've adjusted, we're going to need to fly to the left first and then turn out to the right to get our 17. A little bit to the left and then turn to the right, and then we lined up beautifully. We're going to need to ask for clearance for that, because I know they like to use runway 35, but we're not very orthodox, are we? So flat here. You can see for miles and miles and miles. And the way we are aiming, the direction we are going, is towards Mozambique. On the map, we are seriously, let me try and figure this out. Okay, as the crow flies, it looks like we are, seriously, you're not going to believe this, but about 120, 130 k's only from the coast. 130 k's from the coast. And Maputo is in exactly this direction as we're flying. 130 k's, let's say, to Maputo. It's even less. It's probably about 100 k's. So it's really around the corner. So the coast is in this direction. Let's keep watching. Okay, we've passed the peak. Coming in for our final turn to Skukuza. There's the Sabi River going, which is correct, which goes past Skukuza. We can't. The runway is beautifully ahead of us, just like we planned it. Nice turn. You can see our aeroplane slightly off the mark, and we are now. I'm trying this as a low approach, so I've got full power. Our gear is out, our flaps are 30 degrees, and I've got full power, and that way I'm keeping the aeroplane like a parachute coming down, so I can have a long low approach at a slow speed. This is the slowest I can make this aeroplane go at full power. So full power is always good, because we can always get away just by dropping the flaps and raising the gear. Then we'll speed up instantly. Okay, we want to touch down beautifully over here, and we'll taxi right to the end of this runway. Maybe use one of the taxiways there. There might be people wanting to come off. And there's our 17. You can see it's written on the runway 17. Nice gentle touchdown, game reserve country at Skukuza, right in the middle of the Kruger National Park, and we're down. Let's cut our power, and cutting our power. Slowing down our speed, we're down 60 knots, 120 k's an hour. Let's pull off our nose here, brakes applied. Just going to pull off over here and make our way to the to get some petrol quickly. Okay, let's just turn off over here. Let's just see where we have to go. Just got to get this right. Right now there doesn't seem to be anybody here. Okay, found it. There's the petrol pumps. Let's just turn the aeroplane. And let's use our little drone quickly to go and see where Skukuza is. We're in our plane, just powering down. We'll leave it running, but let's go up of there. I'm in the drone now, so come with me on a little drone flight. I'm just looking around. There's the Sabi River, so we are stationary in the drone, but we're about 100 feet up. Looking around, there's our runway. There's the Sabi River again. We want to go this way, probably this way, to get to Skukuza itself. No, or is it this way? Yeah, it's this way, not the other way. So let's follow this road here. This will be a road from the airport to Skukuza. We can hear the aeroplane noises disappearing now. As there's the bridge. Okay, this is Skukuza. Now remember, this is our simulation. Listen to the sounds. Oh my word, real game reserve sounds. Here we're going low over it. Now what you gotta see here is that Americans don't know about thatch houses, but look at the round objects over there that it's all artificial intelligence is made. These are supposed to be little huts. Look at these little huts here. They're supposed to be huts, but imagine them as normal huts. There's a proper bridge going over the proper Sabi. You can hear the water. Let's just zoom around here and have a look. Okay, so there would be a little bit of a built-up area, not a block of flats or whatever that it looks like there. It would be a bit lower than that, but the river is exactly as is. The huts are exactly where the round things are that look like they hold water. These are exactly what the bridges look like. Okay, so this is the entry. Let's just turn up on this road and see the entry into the camp. So I'm looking for the gate. Can't see the gate. I saw a car over there that wasn't removed. This would be where the road would go exactly, although it is simulated as best as possible for buildings of its type in this area, but they certainly don't know the circular crawl type. But they've got the sounds spot on, the trees spot on. Oh my word, this is Skukuza. Guys, welcome to the Kruger National Park. Isn't it beautiful? Well, we need to get into our plane and take a little shuttle ride across to here. But at the moment we're still in our little drone. You can see the circular houses here as seen by big maps from the top. They still don't realize that they are actually crawl type houses. So it'd probably be the restaurant. And over here would be where crocodiles. Wow, look at the grass. Going up again. Okay, let's find our aeroplane. We need to go a little higher to figure out where we are. Okay, so there's the runway on the right side. You see it? Okay, so we are parked there by the petrol pumps. See if you can see our little aeroplane. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little flight. I certainly did. It was like unbelievable. Let's just get fueled up, lock the plane up, and take a little shuttle and enjoy a wonderful day at the Kruger National Park at Skukuza, for a game drive or so. Cheers guys.